I am Shayoon and I'm a heartist. So I do everything from the heart, and it's not just one thing that I do. I'm a healer, I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a dancer, I'm an actress.
And you were pulled out of a burning car.
Burning car, flipped upside down. You're not going to be able to walk again properly. You're going to have a rod in your back forever. You're never going to have children. And I always used to be like, how do you know that? Are you God?
It's easier said than done.
Yeah. He said, I'm over your pain body character.
It's like, you know, when you look at a healer, you always have this, like I have this image of this healer, but I never met a healer in Fashion Week. We went to a Umrah 45 times.
47. Anything that you haven't taken care of emotionally can show up physically.
It's part of being a Muslim. It's part of being a human.
You can drink all the green juice you want, be as healthy as you want, have the best diet, go to the gym 4 times a week. That's all Band-Aids if you don't take care of what's going on inside.
Exactly, you're so right.
It's gonna destroy your mental health. Whoever is watching this, I'm gonna give you full access to my app, so you'll have all the meditations. You can start your morning ritual, and if you want, there's the self-healing modality.
Hi, Shayoon.
Hi, my love.
You said we haven't seen each other for a year.
Exactly. We were on a plane from Paris on our way back from Couture to Dubai, right?
You know, they always say there's a thing about planes and meeting people.
Yeah.
They are memorable.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that you just had such great energy.
Oh.
And I remember by the time we landed, we couldn't stop talking until the baggage claim.
I know.
And then you were connecting.
We rode the little buggy
together. I don't even know how I got into it. Yeah. I didn't have marhaba service. But you know, sometimes you meet people that resonate, like they resonate, and like you don't forget them.
Yeah.
And I remember I wrote Shayoon, Kenya, healer, and Paris.
Yeah.
That was
all
the
in
name,
one.
all in one. And then luckily we're coming to Dubai, and I was starting my podcast, and I like, who can I not, like, what better than to have someone like you on my podcast? I'm so excited.
Thank you, babe. It's such an honor.
It's an honor for me. And another thing that also fell into place is just like a month ago, not a month ago, the day before New Year's, I actually did sound healing for the first time.
Yeah, you told me.
And I was just telling you this before we started. And I'm someone that is like, was you maybe 15 years ago or 10 years ago?
Yeah.
I was like, you do your thing.
Yeah.
And to be very honest, for the first time, I actually felt so much calmer. And now you came in to Dubai at the time where I got into this stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a perfect timing.
It's always in divine alignment, right?
Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
And now you're here. So let's talk about you. Like how do you usually introduce yourself?
Okay. Well, that's a beautiful question, because, you know, we always talk about how we only do like one thing, like I am Shayoon and I am a healer, right? So I am Shayoon and I'm a heartist. So I do everything from the heart, and it's not just one thing that I do. I'm a healer, I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a dancer, I'm a actress, you know?
Yeah.
So it's important, I think, especially in this day and age, to not label yourself and put yourself in a box. So I think I'm a multi-dimensional artist.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me about your career, how you started off.
Yeah.
I want the people to know more about you.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
absolutely. So
First, let's start off by, where are you from?
Yeah.
So she is African.
I am
And everybody that
African.
looks at you, they're like, you can't be African.
You're not African. I'm like, okay, so I'm 4th generation Kenyan, and my father, my forefathers, my mom's side and dad's side,
Zanzibar,
Zanzibar.
Mombasa.
You are good. Look at you.
I do my research, guys. I do my research. Your dad's from Zanzibar. Your mom's from Mombasa.
My opposite.
Okay,
so
opposite.
mom Zanzibar, dad Mombasa, Kenya. So we're fully African. So when people even ask my parents, where are you from? They say we're African, and they're like, no, but you must be Indian or Pakistani. Like, we're African first. So I was born in Nairobi. I'm from Kenya, and I just moved back there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the States, and Oklahoma City and LA.
Now that's
And
like,
New York.
I can think of Dorothy when you say Oklahoma.
It was a really big fucking cultural, sorry. It was a really big culture shock for sure. But it also shaped me into who I am. And I feel like when you have all of the experiences of living all over the world, because I've lived everywhere, literally.
Yeah.
Then it broadens your character into, you know, just more. I'm a really free spirit. So I feel like it really helped. But I also love to understand different cultures and whatnot. But I got out of there as quickly as I could. And when I grew up in LA, it was really beautiful, because I decided to go to Los Angeles because in Oklahoma City, I was in a terrible car accident.
Yeah.
And I was told during that time that—
And you were pulled out of a burning car.
Flipped upside down. And I was young. I was in my teens. And, you know, I woke up in the hospital, and immediately, subscribed and prescribed to the system, you're not going to be able to walk again properly. You're going to have a rod in your back forever. You're never going to have children. And I always used to be like, how do you know that? Are you God? Like who can tell somebody else what their destiny is? And then for children or, young teens, you're so vulnerable. And so you're trusting these people. And so you believe them, right?
And you took the meds and you continued. And you told me that you were saying that you went through a very bad time in that period.
Terrible time, because I was prescribed every type of medication. I couldn't function in my day because my pain was at such a high that I would literally be, I would survive off of these prescriptions. So addiction's a real thing, and
the thing is, a lot of people, this is something I want to note, that people think addiction is drugs. Addiction can be from medication.
Well,
and people don't realize
here's
that.
the difference though. Medication is drugs.
It is drugs.
Number one, pharmaceuticals are the biggest drugs.
True, actually.
You know what I'm saying? Medicine comes from the earth, from the ground. Plant medicine is not a drug.
But I feel like
I
sometimes when people
but
perceive
harsh drugs,
when somebody says like a drug addict, or like they always assume it's like a harsh drug. They don't think it's meds. What I mean?
But meds are drugs. They are the biggest.
The doctor prescribed it, so doesn't mean that you on this dose is actually correct.
Yeah, which is why I didn't get prescribed a healer or somebody who's actually going to help me get through the emotional part of it, because what happens is I became depressed. I was anxious. I was nervous. I was sad. I was lonely, and it was an actual chronic disorder. Like I had everything at such a young age. I got my, my athletic scholarship taken away. I couldn't dance anymore. I couldn't do anything.
You couldn't wear heels.
Wear heels. I couldn't dress. I was in fashion. Like it was really depressing, Imagine you're just at home and like you can't really do much. So one day I met at a music festival.
Coachella. When Coachella was cool, guys.
Do I even need to be here? Can you please be my PR and tell my story? I love it.
No, because
I love it.
When I have someone on the seat, I want to know more about them.
Of course.
And this is what's nice, because sometimes you might miss things and I want to know more.
I love it.
So you said, like, I don't really know Coachella, because I know LA, but I've never been to any of the festivals. But you said Coachella was really cool. It was like it was only one weekend.
So in 2010, when it used to only be one weekend and it was like really private and all the dopest people would be there, that's the one I went to. And I was actually fleeing a terrible relationship. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'll just take all the meds and I'll dance, because dancing was my thing. I'll wear flats or I'm a barefoot girl anyway. And I just wanted to be free and dance. And so I went to this festival, and I met my husband, who grew up in spirituality and who really was the catalyst for teaching me healing. And so one day, fast forward, we were in Vegas for a trade show, because he was in the fashion world at that time, and he was designing stuff for like Bieber and Snoop and stuff. So it was a really big deal. So I made it to Vegas, but I couldn't make it to the show. And he was like, why can't you come? And I'm like, I'm in so much pain, and I don't want to bring that energy to your beautiful event and like be complaining the whole time. And even to get to the elevator was like hard,
I was a lot of pain.
And so he was like, you know what? I'm sick of your pain story, your pain body. Sit down, you're going to meditate. And I was like, I don't do that. First of all, second, okay, I don't believe
from the amount of pain you were in.
From the amount of pain I was in, and also growing up Muslim, like we weren't really taught to connect in that way.
To me, this was like till today. I'm telling you, this is very new to me. The whole healing and meditation, and this is for me very new.
Yeah.
So maybe I think it's a good time that we met again now. Yeah. Because I'm looking at it in a different way.
You're going to be meditating every day. I'm calling you every day.
You're going to call me every day to meditate.
Okay, so he was like, I'm really over. This was a really cool moment for me, because he named it. He said, I'm over your pain body character, right? And I was like, what? I didn't realize that I was identifying as a sick person. I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm depressed. When you continuously, constantly tell yourself, I am this, your body is listening. True. So that it becomes who you are. So your body doesn't know, I want to heal, I want to be any of the positive things, right? It's only about who I am. So Shayoon at that time was a sick, wounded,
she was in
child.
pain.
And actually at that time, it'd be 19, 20, 21, like 5 years of that. So I was 23 when I met him. And and I said, okay, fine, do your thing. Please just show me what am I going to say? Like at this point, I've tried everything, And so this is a very basic technique called EFT. I call it like it's
Emotional.
emotional freedom technique, which works within your subconscious to free all of the negative emotions that you're holding and harboring inside of your body. And that is the key difference with everything else. When you can release anything emotional, your physical body will recorrect itself. It's psychosomatic.
Because you're someone that says also like autoimmune disease, all these sicknesses that we have, like IBS, is all from like, suppression.
Yeah.
And this is how the body basically starts getting sick from things that you have from your past that actually take over.
Anything that you haven't taken care of emotionally can show up physically.
And you said also that you should never take anything to heart for more than 24 hours.
100%.
But why?
Okay.
How can you do that, actually? That's very hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. Well, if you know how, then it's not hard. So that's the point, right? So let me just take it back to EFT for a second. So when you remove everything emotional, right? I was like in shock because I was on the phone FaceTiming my parents after 5 minutes of tapping all of your meridians.
How is this tapping?
So we have meridians all over our body. There's certain points that you tap for EFT that you have to do, and it reprograms and rewires your brain. It's a quick fix. There's deeper things that you can do, but this was my intro, and to like, I'm not going to freak you out too much, but here's something that can really help you quickly.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I couldn't even bend like this much. So I was on the floor, touching my toes, FaceTiming my parents. Oh my God. And they were crying because I hadn't even been able to do any of that. And I was like a pro athlete and dancer, So I was like in shock because I was like, how is this possible? So I became obsessed with it. So then I went on to researching everything, studying everything, Reiki,
But
prana.
did he try to convince you prior to this pain to do this? And
all
you
the
just
time.
never like...
I just was like...
You felt it was like, whatever.
You do your thing, I do my thing. Like, no judgment, but like, it's just not my vibe, you know? And now it's like the biggest vibe.
Did you find it very weird at that time?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I just was all his friends in that little circle. I was just like, I cannot.
This is not me.
I know
you're one of them.
Yeah. No, I am not one of them. I'm my own.
Yeah. It's funny that they always say, and there's a saying in Arabic that says, "من عاشر قوما 40 يوما صار منهم." Whoever lives with a tribe for 40 days becomes one of them.
Yeah. 100%.
So you basically, now you're married 14 years.
Yeah. We've been together 15. So after EFT, I became obsessed with it. And I was like, I really want to show people because I had gone through so much. I didn't want people to have to go through all of that and get hooked on meds and whatever. So literally a few weeks later, I was off of everything. I was just like, everything, nothing, like it was beautiful. Okay. Then I had my awakening and I started to see that everything that I had been taught was a program to keep you stuck in the system.
And you basically, how did you get out of it? Like immediately, like you just snapped out?
I snapped out. I did more work on it, right? It takes 21 days to break a bad habit. So I committed to the work. And when you commit to the work, it's miraculous. But it takes you wanting to do the work and you have to say yes. And when you start to say yes, think about it. It's a program that you've been, you're consciously rewiring your brain now. So instead of I am sick, I am healing. Instead of I am,
sad, I'm happy.
Yeah. But you can't go from sad to happy. You have to do the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
so
healing.
21 days for anything, you think?
Anything.
Heartache, heart pain, everything.
In my program, it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah. 8 hours. 2 hours once a week, 4 weeks, boom.
Okay. So we've got to start that program.
Yeah, I know. We've been talking about it.
Yeah. So basically, shamanism, Reiki, quantum physics, sitting with the indigenous. Tell me more. This is all practices you've actually practiced.
So look, the ancient wisdom of our earth comes from the indigenous people and the wisdom keepers of the world, right? And they are the most beautiful people who live, like anywhere in Arabia, the little mountain men or the really beautiful elders who hold the wisdom of the cultures, right? So I wanted to sit with them because being in the pharmaceutical world, there's no consciousness there, right? So I was really involved in wanting to better understand the earth and Pachamama, which means earth, and in the grandest way. So I was in the Amazon. I studied with all the elders.
In the Amazon. It's exciting.
I've gone to a lot of different places with indigenous. Reiki, I did in LA. I got certified in everything. I did nutrition just so I can see what they're actually teaching. And it's absolutely ridiculous that they're still teaching the food pyramid in Ivy League schools. Okay. And so you start to see like how ridiculous the system is. And you start to really realize, wow, like we have been fooled, And it's really not as complicated as you think it is. You have to have your mind, your spirit, and your body aligned in order to function as a human being in this 3D space. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you want to really better your life, the prerequisite to the full embodiment of living in your purpose. The problem is everyone's trying to live in their purpose before healing.
True.
So what they're doing is they're in the service industry trying to serve other people, but they're wounded. So the people are getting wounded results and they're getting wounded results. And it's just a mask. Everybody has this mask on, and it's ridiculous. And so I think that if everybody just committed to taking care of what's really going on the inside, you'd show up better for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for the future of your career, whatever you're trying to do it healed.
I really like what you're saying. It's very interesting. And also, like, this whole thing made you open your center.
Yeah.
And I know you work a lot with kids, but before starting to talking about the center and all that, I like that you said one thing. As I told you, I've been stalking you. You said that, like, one time one of you have a thing with your child. First of all, you said that the schooling system has to have healing and meditation as part of the system because children need to actually have this as part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
Second of all, you said that your son sometimes comes to you and he tells you, Mama, I have fear.
Yeah.
And then you tell him, touch your heart and what color is that fear? And I actually found that so, like, beautiful because I was like, I never did that with my son. And then he tells you, it's fine now. And then he goes and plays and he says, I'm not afraid anymore.
Yeah. And then he goes and teaches it.
Okay, how did you implement that first? And tell me more.
So it's part of our program, right? You have to connect to your heart in the midst of pain. Otherwise, healing cannot take place. Healing cannot take place if you're not connected to your heart, and healing cannot take place if forgiveness doesn't exist. In order to heal,
you even be very verbal at this age. This is so painful.
It's disgusting. It's the biggest pandemic. Child sexual abuse and trafficking is a very real thing, and it's becoming the biggest business. But children are from 0 to 7. It's their most primitive, primal time to shape their brain waves. So if you can connect to your heart, so imagine like you and I get into a fight about something and we're at work, okay? And it really bothers you and you're just in a mood all day, right? You could go about your whole day. I always say, like, if something bad has happened, did you really have a bad day or did you just go about your day undisciplined and not take care of it? Because if you were to sit down and say, this just happened with Shayoon. Okay, where do I feel it? I'm like, it's in my heart and it's making my stomach hurt. Why does it make your stomach hurt? Because our gut, like what people always say, trust your gut and your intuition, because our guts have the same, if not more, neurons than our heart, right? It's in ourselves. So, okay, I feel it in my gut. You have to be able to connect. Like, what color do you feel like it is? It feels red or black. And then it's like washing the dishes. You put the soap on and you breathe it out until your
son does breathing now?
All of it. My son can sit longer in meditation than any adult.
How old is he now?
He's 7
my
for
God,
more
my
than
son's 7.
an hour.
I need to start doing this. Honestly,
I'll teach them. No problem. He'll teach them. So and then you connect to whatever the emotion is. So if the emotion's fear, sadness, whatever, and you rank it on a number from 0 to 10. Nada, where's your fear at or where's your sadness at because of our fight? You say 9, and that's high, right? And then you breathe it out until you can bring in the number down all the way to 0. And then you look at it and you're like, healed. Your body is like, oh, that's amazing. I literally let it out with my breath and my intention. Intention is key for everything, right? Intention before you drink your water. You can change the molecular structure of your water by giving an intention. Why do we pray before we eat our food? Because we're grateful. But what if we prayed and said, please nourish our bodies, and you change the vibration of the vegetables? Everything is written, like that shirt that you bought was written that you were the one that was going to wear it out of the thousands that were made, right? Everything. So when he learns to do that, I'm watching him on the playground. I get a phone call from a parent that says, I just want to thank you so much. I walked into Aya showing my son who was being bullied on the playground how to take care of it. And I didn't even have to get involved.
This is in school?
No, my kids are homeschooled, but on the playground.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like all you have to do is ignite one person and show them the tools, because if it works and you can see it, why not spread it? right?
Honestly, I just saw on Instagram that there was a girl that was going to kill herself because of bullying in school.
Yeah.
And that the school, it was in another, I don't know which country, but basically it was so sad to see that children at the age of 8 and 9 are actually having such emotional issues. And because probably we also had them when we were younger, but maybe way less. But now it's way more. And like you find children that are 7 and 10 that are depressed and going to therapists. When this to me was very foreign, but therapy till today to me is still foreign in our part of the world. And people that go to therapy, actually, like, it's like a secret because it's like taboo till today,
100%.
no matter what, especially in the Middle East. And even if you tell, say, your husband, sometimes a lot of people are not open to going to someone foreign to talk about their problems. So it's sad that we have this, but at the same time, our kids are getting bullied. So therapy is needed.
Yeah.
Reading is needed. Healing is needed.
Yeah. So taking back to what you were saying about school, before you teach your kids anything else, they need to learn emotional intelligence in order to survive, especially in this type of world right now. All you see is war and bullying, and you open anything and it's bad news, right? Why? Because it's a program. Why? Everything you watch, everyone you hang out with, everything that you do needs to have a consciousness behind it. Otherwise, it's going to destroy your mental health. And kids are so vulnerable and beautiful.
True.
If they knew how to grow their own food, treat people right, regulate their own emotions on their own. Now I look around, every child has a cell phone on a screen. It's disgusting.
Sure.
It's absolutely disgusting. You're taking away childhood from children. And I'm sorry to everybody else, but it's a fact because A, it's a trend. B, you can't deal with it. So you're like, here, just do this so I can get some stuff done. I get it. But it's because, and then they get so used to it. Their moods are off completely. They're addicted. They act different. Their sleep is off. All the blue light through it. It's robbing them. Children need to be in the earth. Children need to be playing.
You're so right. Like, and honestly, like, I'm not going to say
I don't even own a TV.
You're serious?
I haven't had a TV in 20 years. My children don't watch TV.
No, my children don't. It's really, like, the iPad's gone, but then they started the TV, then the TV's gone, then my husband got Nintendo, and I told him this is not another option. It's always a screen. But I'm not going to say I'm the best one. I'm actually trying, and after this, I'm going to have big changes, honestly.
We get 1 hour, maybe once a month, and it's a conscious show, obviously.
For the kids as well.
My kids love like all these like superheroes, but they've never watched it. They don't know where they're coming from.
How old are they? You said 7?
7 and 4.
Me too.
Yeah,
Exact.
I know.
7 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so
play date.
Big when? Where?
Kenya?
Saudi. Saudi and Kenya. Yeah. You said that you lived in Saudi for
yes, I did.
And you said you went to Umrah 45 times.
47.
47 times. How did you know? How did you?
My dad. So my father was
عاشت في السعودية يا جماعة و47 عمرة.
Yeah, man. We're going together, right?
I'm gonna take you. I'm serious.
Inshallah. Please. My father was one of the starters of Pan Am Airlines. So we were in
Pan Am. Oh my God. They had the nicest outfits.
They had the nicest. Seriously? And I have all the vintage bags.
You're serious?
That's
so cool.
So my dad was Pan Am. So I was on the airplane every day. 0 to 6, I was in Saudi all the time. And he would take me on Umrah on his shoulders.
Oh.
I have like the nicest photos. My mom was there.
So
we have old
Saudi
school.
was like...
I was a Saudi girl first,
Saudi girl
actually.
First. 6. Amazing. Did you ever go back since?
No, I haven't.
I think it's time to come.
I'm coming.
I think it's really time to come.
I've been invited so many times, but I'm going to go with you.
No, with me for sure. And خلاص. And now this is the destiny. Another thing I want to say, you meet a lot of like cases that are very hard to see. At the end of the day, we already have a lot of pain, and I'm sure we all have our issues in life. How is it like taking in all this energy and releasing when you go home? So, I find that something very...
First and foremost, I don't do anything without... Okay, I start my day, and you're going to start this too. You can't function properly if you don't have a morning ritual and a night ritual, okay? If you sit down every single day and you do exactly what I'm going to tell you, or you do your own, you have to, first of all, speaking back on screens, we have a 50-50 rule. 50 minutes before bed, no screens at all. Bring your blue light off. Come into red light, you want to get into theta brainwave, and you want to support your, when you're constantly like this, it's a program, right? You have no capacity to actually ingest anything else except for, so you're seeing all this stuff, your brain's like, and you're on it all day. Tell me what your screen time is a day.
I think I've exceeded a number that
it doesn't even come on your phone, right? But that's most people. It's okay. This is why we're here. We have to relearn the program. But if you just give yourself as much attention and love as you give everybody else on your phone and to everything else, you will see an increase in your productivity by 40%, which is pretty wild.
40%.
Okay. We are high functioning humans. We're always on a plane. We're always at this show, that show. We're doing so much, but we need to be, imagine if you could do that calm, centered, collected, balanced, and peaceful every day. It is an actual real thing. Like if you ask me, people are like, how do you do? I do a million things a day. I told you I did 7 shows in between the 1 billion summit while I was speaking at the summit, because I sit down with myself. I check in with myself before I check in with the world. You have to do that. First and foremost, don't grab your phone. The night before, don't touch your phone. Put it away. Put it in a different room. The EMF in your Wi-Fi that's sitting next to your head all day is just making you even more
But you're also very
disconnected.
disciplined, I see. You are a disciplined person.
Yeah,
What's
it
your
takes
sign
practice. Cancer. It's not
Cancer.
about my sign. It's about just
It's just
practicing.
your practice.
I mean, I do have a very, giving sign.
And you have
as
sensitive.
well.
My son is a Cancer as well. Yeah.
Which day?
26
Yeah.
of June.
Of June.
So you are a sensitive person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sensitive,
And
but
you feel. Cancers feel a
empathy.
lot.
So you have to really take time for yourself. When you do that, then you make a hot cup of water with lemon. Don't go to your coffee or caffeine or anything
morning.
like that. First thing you do is hydrate. Your body is 80% water. We need to give it what it
More
needs and for it to function properly. And then you sit. And we're going to practice your sitting. But I always say, if you don't have time to sit for a good amount, 20 to 40 minutes a day, then you need to sit longer because there's an issue. Most people can't sit because they're scared to sit. They're scared to
sit with meditation or just sit
in a meditation. I like to call it an activation. I don't agree too much with meditate until you have no mind, because to me that doesn't make any sense. I want to meditate and activate. So I have
honest,
when
I try to meditate, I just feel like I'm thinking of 1,000 other things while I'm listening to this meditative state.
Yeah, you have to practice, but
How?
also you haven't tried.
Trust me, I've been trying.
You haven't tried this one yet.
This one yet? I keep trying, and then I start thinking of the groceries. I start thinking of the kids.
No,
in
I know,
school,
but you
the
know why, babe?
appointment I
You know
have.
why?
Shadi's video that's supposed to send.
You know why? It's because you're running all those programs, and I'm telling you, you need to push the off button on the program.
How?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
You
show
better show me, because honestly, I'm like constantly working. I think even when I'm sleeping, I'm probably dreaming of what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Like I swear, but I don't always remember my dreams. But like I really need to I feel sometimes switch off.
Yeah. So get this. So this is what it is. If you can start slow, it's a little bit, especially with somebody like you or me before. I would sit there and be like, I have so much shit to do. Like I cannot, but I have so much stuff to do, but I cannot. So like you have to start somewhere, everybody. Okay. Yeah. At least start with the no phones. It's a game changer. Game changer. Game changer. If you can do that, that's a great step in the right direction. You look at you're so concerned.
I'm concerned. Do you know,
take a breath, babe.
Okay, I'm going to be very honest. Yesterday, I woke up and I'm like, before my podcast, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do a meditation. And I swear to God, I just put the meditation on. We're at minute 12, and this is 15. Me going 12 minutes from 15. That's amazing. And
that's
I'm
great.
Still, my head is still
that's
thinking,
great.
obviously, with a million things.
But it's about showing up.
My phone, ting, even the phone.
Why would you have your phone on during a meditation?
Because the meditation is on my YouTube on my phone.
You have to download it.
I have to
put it on
download
airplane.
I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna just erase that one. I'm gonna give you everything you need.
And ringing and ringing, and then in the end, I had to stop at minute 13 because I had to answer like a million things, and I stopped. And then I was like, Nida, you need to find a way to not look at, you have to have your phone in another room while you're doing it.
100%.
And I realized I'm going to do that like after.
I got you. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm going to have your whole thing set up for you.
Set up for me?
Yeah, because look.
You're going to help people like me?
Babe, I get it. 100 million%, like to the T. I get it. And so if you could just start there, and it takes the commitment. I know you want to now, and that's the biggest difference. When you don't want to, it's not going to work.
To be honest, I never cared about this before. I thought I was very functional and everything, but as I'm getting older, and I think every woman, when she reaches 40, reflects on life in a different way. We look at things in
how young are you?
I'm 42.
Okay.
And I'm very proud to say it, but like I changed so many things about my habits, my food, my gym and everything, but this doesn't mean that I'm serene inside.
So let's talk about the food and the habits. That's key as well.
Of course.
But you can drink all the green juice you want, be as healthy as you want, have the best diet, go to the gym 4 times a week. That's all Band-Aids. If you don't take care of what's going on inside.
Exactly. You're so right.
It's just another mask to help you feel better in those moments. But for longevity, and if you really want to feel good for the rest of your life, you got to get rid of everything from your past.
No, I agree.
You have to.
I agree 100%.
Systematically, you have to remove everything that's ever hurt you or caused any sort of trauma, even if it's minuscule, to get out of this way. Because, you know, doing a million things and trying to get everything done perfectly and all of that, they're all signs of I need help.
You know, honestly, you are right. And like people like us are very functional and like we do a lot of things and you're overachiever. I think we're overachievers.
It's a functioning addict to work.
Yeah. And I'm someone that loves my job. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I do it with love.
You should.
I do it with love. But at the same time, I feel sometimes I need to know when to take a break. And I think a lot of women.
And a lot of people don't know. Listen, I just spoke about this at the 1 Billion Summit. The biggest thing that people need to do is not feel guilty for resting.
I think this is something, you know why?
Because you feel like you're not doing anything and you could be doing so much more.
When I told you I did a sound healing recently, the lady told me something very interesting that I never heard ever before. I heard about it, but not really like, I didn't take it in. She said women now have a lot of masculine energy.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to receive anymore because they lost their feminine energy and they're just becoming so masculine, they don't receive anymore. You need to start receiving more.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because the men are not showing up as divine masculine, so the women have to come back and do it themselves in order to feel safe.
How do you fix this? It's life. It's life.
It's life.
And if you look around many marriages and around us, I'm sure even our friends, your friends, as women, this is happening a lot. How can this change?
As a man, you should be, number one, you should heal, right? If you have a healed man, this wouldn't happen. Right? Yeah. Safety and security. And I'm not talking financially. I'm talking about emotional safety, security, and love. Foundation of love is baseline. And a lot of people are lacking that, you know? And so it's the man's responsibility to come back into that and to heal and to really show up as a man. A real man is
not just words.
Not just words. Unconditional proof of a divine masculine man shows safety, security, love, and support in everything that you would want to do.
Yeah,
right?
You're so right.
You know, I think that's why. That's why you have all of these. And not to say like I'm sure there's so many, you know, beautiful men in relationships who support their wives and stuff, but I'm going to go with you on the 99%.
99%. Okay. What I love about you is like, you know, when you look at a healer, you always have this, like I have this image of this healer, but I never met a healer in Fashion Week.
Yeah. You know, back in the day, like I had my own segment on E! News. I had my own segment on E! News. I was
dresses this cool and looks like this.
This is my thing, you know. You don't have to give up who you are just because of your profession. Like, what do you want me to wear? Like linen and no deodorant, you know, and like sit in the Himalayas and do my stories, which is a vibe. I will do that. Mind you, I am barefoot, curly hair, no makeup on every day of my life in Kenya.
That's fine. That's normal.
But you know, this is a great point. I really love this because for all of my Middle Eastern friends, you guys are all like top fashion girls, right? Too, and I get it. As long as I'm in
sweats and Lululemons and aloes,
but Lululemon is still a thing. You know what I mean? It's you have to be able to dress how you want to dress, but through your character identity and not change who you are as a person. You're going to change who you are internally and spiritually to become a better person. If you like the finer things in life, that's beautiful because the more spiritual you are, the more you get to enjoy nicer things if you do it correctly. But this is the biggest takeaway. You cannot have an attachment to it. If you wanted my watch right now, or if it got stolen, or if my bag was done, I'm not going to cry over it. I'm not my bag. You know, you have all these people that just post about their bags and their stuff. And
for
you're
me,
just
unless it's an ad, I would only post it. But for me, like showing off how many bags I bought every time and how many Hermes
that means that your ego is in front of you. You need to walk behind your ego and you don't need to boast about it, but just it's for you, not for everyone else.
I agree
right?
with you. And also,
but no attachment to anything. I have zero attachment.
People don't have a lot of the finances these people have, and they keep showing off things that are extremely expensive.
So people are doing it for a false image, and it's really sad and disgusting. Mind you, I got stuck in Dubai, remember?
Your son's passport.
2022 with one suitcase. I still have all my stuff in storage. And that's how much I don't care.
In Dubai?
In Bali.
In Bali?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm always just like, whatever. You know? I like that. I don't have attachment. All my nicest stuff, my art, whatever.
No, but I'm attached. Not that I'm attached. I just don't like, you know, when you spend money on things, like you just want to make sure it's, even if I don't.
No, of course.
I just want it to be there, you know?
No, but that's what I'm saying. And it takes a certain amount of work to get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there. But you have to have zero attachment. You cannot, and you cannot have expectations, because expectations fuel in disappointment. And so when you expect things from people, and you expect things from our husbands or our relationships or our friends or our workers, you're going to be disappointed, because you're actually more disappointed that people don't show up in the way that you would show up.
But this is all the problem that happens mostly in relationships. Like a lot of women expect, in a marriage or not a marriage, I think a lot of women always expect more. Especially when a woman has a sense of love towards someone, she's always expecting the other person to share and reciprocate. But usually, it's not usually at the perfect balance.
You guys have to everybody just has to give out of the intention of giving.
Yeah. And I always tell women, like, if somebody's not there or not present, you should just simply leave. Yeah. Why stick around? But 100%. I think as women, it's easier said than done. 100%. It's painful to leave sometimes, but sometimes it is healthy to leave. Yeah. And when you're giving the advice, it's easy. But when it's you, it's hard. Don't you think?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
So tell me, did you ever think in your life that you will have this role, that you will be this person?
No. You know what? I thought, it is the most rewarding career you can have is to and I don't want to toot my own horn, but every single person I come across that I've seen, and I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm an OG healer. You know what I mean? This is not new sound healing stuff for me. I do deep, deep work. Sound healing is beautiful. Frequency is beautiful.
What do you tell people that are actually I did a course in sound healing. Let me come and, you know what I really don't like? I really don't like somebody that just goes and does 2-3 certificates and then comes and he's a healer.
You can't be a Reiki master in a 3-week program. It's not ridiculous.
Even a year program.
This is a great thing. There's a lot of spiritual bypassing going on. And look, it's another thing. They're Band-Aids. It's fine it's great to go and attend these things for that moment and that hour for you to feel better.
To learn for yourself. Not for sharing.
It's great to enjoy. It's like going to a movie, sound healing. It's a beautiful experience, right? Is it going to help your future? No. Is it going to help you? It's a momentary thing. It is beautiful. I'm a musician. I get it. It's gorgeous. Frequency is very important in everything that we do. Speakers have quartz crystals in them to resonate, out. So I get it, but you have to do the deep work, no matter how you do it, whether it's my program or whoever else is scientifically proven psychosomatic. You have to remove all of that in order for your body to correct itself, your mind to correct itself. I think it's beautiful. I don't, I personally don't give my energy to anybody or everyone. So I would say, be really careful of where you spend a lot of your time, because like I was saying before, a lot of the people that are serving are wounded, even when I get a massage. I'm not letting somebody else touch me who's just had a bad day, and some random woman that I don't know who's putting you. Think about it. Energy transfer is a real thing.
I agree.
Sexually, don't do that. You can't. It's a very real thing. Relationship, access, friends. We're me and you like this. Click. I know your energy vibe. Yeah. Everybody else who you're still kind of trying to be like, oh, should I give them access to me? No. If it's a no, it's a no.
I feel it. Do you feel it?
100%.
I'm someone that believes in my gut.
But you have to say no. So the power of no. The difference is, even I make mistakes. I'm human. Last year, there's so many things that I could have done if I would have listened to my intuition, and it did pop up and I ignored it. And when I ignored it, it became a disaster with people. And you just have to say no for yourself. Being selfish in that way is not selfish, it's self-care. And the more people who you let into your space and your energy they should be like the highest top people, the people that you spend your time with, you have access to, the people you do your shows with. They have to be higher vibrational or on the same frequency as you. There is no reason you need to be hanging out with anybody low vibrational or being around anybody like that. It's just going to put you backwards, and take your light.
To be honest, it's been a while for me that I haven't put in, I've had toxic friendships. I think as I got older in life, I come from a society that was very conservative. I lived in Saudi all my life. And as you know, I lived abroad. I lived in the States. I did my bachelor's and master's. I came back. The people I went to school with are not the same anymore. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've actually separated who can be friends and who can be just simply social. I think I really needed to, and also, I'm on social media. I'm sure I get criticized. I'm sure I'm not the norm for the typical Saudi girl. So honestly, I managed to do that very well. I actually really don't care. I managed to really segregate, and it doesn't really bother me anymore. Before I used to read, I'm not going to lie to you, before in my 20s and my 30s, I always was like, conflicted about what people thought of me, what my friends said about me. But at this point in my life, since I reached, like, you can say 35, 36, I've actually I know now who is my friend and who's pretending to be my friend, and who's trying to just, like, get close. And as I said, that feeling. Like, you see, I told you, I met you on the plane. But energy is attract. And there are people that are clean, and there are people that they have this dark side, and I really feel it, and I believe it.
Then you always listen to your intuition.
Never really had that much before, but like now I do. But like, tell me more about the Light Force Center. This is something like from what you went through. Then suddenly you want to open a center. How that's not easy.
Yeah.
So how did you do that?
So we are building in Kenya, under Mount Kenya, which is in Nanyuki. My parents actually got engaged there, which is so cool. And I found a beautiful property that has a waterfall, and we're just building the first luxury.
I like luxury.
Yeah, I know.
Because there are a lot of people
you are my demographic client, honey.
Okay, good. Because I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm going to go to somewhere, I want to go to like a 5-star place.
Yeah,
and you get that.
So we're going to do the first 7-star. So
okay,
you're welcome.
Even better. Because I'm not going to go to like this.
I get it.
Sorry, I can.
I want to heal it nicely.
And then my friends always tell me, Neda, please, I'm not going to go to third world. I want to go somewhere nice. So you're probably that.
I'm going to bring the nice into the third world for you. Okay.
Please. Perfect.
So the Light Force Center is actually a place in your heart. When you have so much light igniting inside of you that you can come back into your center, that is the force that you need to live with. So that's why I came up with that name. And so the Light Force Center is already been around for almost 13 years now. We have our own app. We're doing so much. I've trained so many other healers because I just didn't have the capacity because we grew so much.
Yeah.
And we're physically building so many centers around the world at really beautiful points.
So Kenya's going to be your first?
Kenya's the first.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When do you think it's going to open?
I think we've got another year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
And why Kenya? Why did you choose to go back home?
Because, cool story.
You traveled so many places.
I've lived in Ibiza, Kenya, Africa. Bali, LA, all over the world. I listen, and I'm very big on energy, and like, in cities like this as well, like I'm done in 3 days. I can't do it. My vibration just can't handle too much outside noise and pollution and traffic. And
so basically that's how you chose
Kenya. And so I had a full alchemist moment. I don't know if you've read the book, but he was searching for everywhere else, but the place where he came back to is where he was from, and it was in front of him the whole time. So I think of that because my parents had moved to the States when I was little. Like, I just thought that it was an old story. And then I was like, you know what? Africa, like it's the biggest vibe. Africa's the future, first and foremost.
And your parents live there now?
No, they're still in the States.
And you're the only one.
I'm the only one. I mean, I have like extended family, but I'm the only one. And I want my kids to grow up really knowing what it's like to live.
And your husband's from which country?
He's from Malibu. He's from California.
And he likes Kenya as well.
He loves it. Yeah, because he grew up on a farm.
Okay.
So we wanted our kids to be holistically and grounded in nature. And so it's just so beautiful. It's so calm. I'm really well connected there with the community. I do a lot of work. If you're going to live in Africa, you have to work for Africa. So I work with a lot of nonprofits, with the children. And I'm also starting a school for them as well. And so it's a really big project. But it is for, to expand impact in community. And I always say to everybody, like, what are you actually doing? Like, how are you helping other people in your career? Like, do you have an actual purpose here on earth, or what are you doing? So I'm teaching that to the underprivileged too. And when you connect your purpose with your passion, then it's the best,
one of the things I decided on this podcast to do is actually highlight a lot of nonprofits and things like this, because I feel like all my life I was an investment banker. I don't know if you know this, for like the longest time. I've always been in businesses that are like very, profitable and, not really in touch with the, this side of, humanity, let's say. Yeah. So one of the things I started doing on this podcast is cover things that are actually nonprofit, that are good stories. And I really want to emphasize this with people. If it's healing, things that should be, that need to shed light on. And I think this is something that I feel is just something small I can do to give back with the platform I have.
I would love that.
I never really thought of it before. but I keep meeting people that work in amazing nonprofits, and they say that how they feel so good waking up every morning. And as much as I'm fulfilled in many ways, and I work in a very financial side, everything is financial. Mm-hmm. I feel as I'm getting older, I want to give back more. It's not about just doing something in Ramadan or giving money to the poor or a monthly amount you give.
Yeah.
It's about, since I have this platform, why not also use it?
Yeah, 1 million%.
It's not just like the giving part you do.
Yeah.
It's part of being a Muslim. It's part of being a human. But the other side of using this to shed light on great stories like you and what you do and how you help people every day, that's, I'm sure, on its own rewarding.
I ask a lot of people, and that's a great point, and I love that you want to do that, because that shows that you're evolving more into why you're here. And the why is super important, because we're all here for a really big purpose. I've been too busy to think
of the why. And now I think I've been taking the time.
The why should be your number one.
Exactly.
The why is number one. Why are we here? What are we going to do to help? You can't just be an investment banker and like a beautiful podcaster, fashion girl. You are here for something else.
You're more than that.
What are you going to be known for? What's your legacy? How did you help people? Right. So, I always ask all my other friends who are, the famous, the celebrities, the whatever, but what community service did you do this month? Nobody. It's wild. I'm like, you didn't think that maybe you should be helping somebody or giving back in some way, not just giving the money. Awareness is key, right? With everything that we do, like you have to be in order. I always say this in your manifestations and affirmations, when you're asking God for something, this is how the law of the universe works, the law of attraction. When you ask for something, what are you going to give back in return for your prayers that are going to be answered?
Yeah.
What are you going to do to say thank you, God, besides just saying thank you, God?
You're so right about what you're saying.
My kids go to the slums. They feed these kids. They see how they're going. They go to school with them. They teach them meditation.
I want my kids to meet your kids.
And that was my big thing.
I want my kids to meet her kids.
That was my big thing. I went and when I did live in Dubai, they went to Zaya, of course, but I can't have a kid that's afraid of dirt and on a screen. What is that?
No, I love that.
What is that?
Maybe I bring my kids to you in Kenya in August. I was actually thinking that. I told my husband.
Of course, I told you already.
And my husband's like, no, I thought you go to Thailand, but I'm actually gonna. Maybe Kenya is the right place.
1,000,000%.
I'm serious.
People get really nervous when you start to talk about that, and they don't want to hear it, and they get like, But the best way is education and prevention. So I'm working on that. I've been back and forth to Australia. And it's going to release one part of it in August in New York.
Really?
You should come. We're coming to all my premieres.
I'm going to come.
And then...
In Australia?
No, New York.
In New York. New York will come.
Maybe I'll try to have them do one here too.
We should, actually.
Or in Saudi, we'll do Red Sea. We'll do something.
You should, definitely.
And so everything that I'm doing is like all over the place in terms of different parts of the career, but it all comes together because it all has the same purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my purpose here is to remind you of why you're here. And my love language is to show you what you can do to better yourself so you can move on to your purpose, because there's too much little time to be doing anything that is not extravagantly beautiful for the world.
Of course, after this podcast, we want to post a bit. You're going to send me some videos. So we want to show everybody what you do more back home.
Of course.
And we're going to put the links to your website, to the app and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be your first client right now. And I want to start doing the meditation you're talking about. And I think we should always be working on ourselves.
Always. Every day. Everything is a lesson. So you can whether take from it and grow from it, or you can stay and make the same mistake over and over again. Why? You have the choice. If we just go inward and like really tap in, we give our power away to everybody else, but we have all the answers inside ourselves.
True.
And most people are afraid to sit with themselves and ask, what do I really want? What does Nada really want? What do I need for myself? And you give yourself those needs straight up.
And you want it to give back.
You have to.
This is the biggest
not an option.
Joy. It's not for me. The biggest joy of this year, and in general, what I've been thinking, this is what I'm doing right now. It's now what I'm doing right now with you is I'm doing what I love, and this is why I was just saying today on my Instagram.
You're meant to do that.
I'm doing it with love and so much passion, and maybe I succeed, maybe I don't.
This is you giving back, though. This you choosing these kind of
choosing the people
like us who are here to spread that is giving back.
When I gave you the names of the people I interviewed before, you're like, they're all my friends. And they're all like-minded. Have you noticed?
100%.
And I think
this is what we need. We don't need to like get people on the show and talk about like a reality show and
I don't want you to
make
cry
up brag
here and
like
a drama to get viewership.
No.
We need real people.
Who is actually doing anything in the world? Let's talk about it.
Exactly.
Like there's no room for anything else really anymore.
Yeah. I'm really
honored you had me.
No, I'm so happy you're here. And I mean it from heart. And I think everybody watching right now, he's watching right now. What did you think?
Sweet.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. And I have a gift for all of you. Whoever is watching this, I'm going to give you full access to my app. So you'll have all the meditations. You can start your morning ritual. And if you want, there's the self-healing modality. And so please, like, as a gift for everyone that's watching and for her new podcast and for all of you, the time is now. You have to start yesterday and you have to put yourself first. So do yourself a favor and just get on with your healing so that you can live in your purpose.
And this podcast is going to be translated in Arabic. So whoever does not understand what she's saying in English will understand in Arabic.
Yay.
This podcast is going to be translated in Arabic. So whoever doesn't understand what she's saying in English هيفهم كل شيء بالعربي. وهنحط لكم اللينك والسوايب اب عشان تعرفوا كل شيء عن شايون والسنتر والمديتيشن والهيلينج. نشوفكم على خير.